Hello, Detroit Lakes Middle School sixth graders. You did a great job on your pen pal letters. I just got a note from the nursing home in Frazee. They had put it on Facebook and they were so proud of what you guys had accomplished. And so that's a wonderful thought that you guys can carry forth with you as we go through this COVID-19 situation. So now we're going to be starting our second project. I was glad to see that a lot of you hopped on and you checked out charities and you chose a lot of really good charities. So what I'm going to show you today is how we're going to take these charities that you have a passion for. We're going to be researching them. We're going to be taking our research and putting them into essays. And then that will be your final project of the year. So it seems like a really big task, but at the same time, if you check in every single day, then we're going to break it apart. We're just going to have you do a little bit every single day. So please make sure you check in so you don't fall behind, but also please don't try to work ahead because I don't want you to put effort into something and then do it wrong. Okay. So the first thing I need to show you is I'm going to show you a website of a charity that's called the Leary Firefighters Foundation. This is not one that you have chosen. This is going to be the one that I chose. And I'm going to show you a couple of things on how to navigate around these websites so that you can decide, number one, the charity you chose, does it have enough information? Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of us chose the Marshmallow Foundation, which is a great charity, but some of you might find out that the website doesn't have enough. You might have to switch your charity, and that's okay at this point. You also want to make sure, can you understand the way that they say their information? Maybe you're overwhelmed with too much information. If that's the case and you feel like you need to switch your charity, that's okay too. Okay. Early on in the ball game, it does not matter if you change. If you decide you want to change your charity, just let me know. Okay. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get into this a week or two and then switch your charity. No, that's super hard. So if you're going to change, you want to change early on. Okay, so this is the main homepage of my particular website. All websites are organized differently, so yours, of course, will be different than mine. Okay, but across the top, these are some things that you might want to look at on yours. If you have a spot that says about or about us, that would be a really good place to go to. You might have across the top, you might even have the word mission or mission statement. That would be another good place to go to as well. Because what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and find the 3 things that our organization does. Okay, so I'm going to go to about. I'm going to click on it and let's see what my website produces for us. All right. First of all, they start out here. We are the only foundation in the U.S. that funds equipment, education, training, and technology for firefighters. So I think I might have already found what I needed. What does my organization do? It funds equipment. That means they give money. Okay. What else do? They educate. What else do? They train firefighters. And they actually give a 4th thing. They provide technology for firefighters. So I would be able to use this website because I can easily find at least 3 things that this organization does. Okay. Now, in case it didn't have it so bold across the top, down here it says it again. The Firefighters Foundation's mission is to provide funding and resources to firefighters to obtain the best available equipment, technology, and training. We are dedicated to helping maintain the highest level of public safeties in our community. So again, what does my group do? Their mission is to provide money, the funding. They obtain equipment, so they give equipment out. They give technology out, and they give training out. So it looks like, again, I can find 3 things. It's going to be kind of tricky for me to know which ones I want to use until I start digging in deeper. But at least at this point, I think I have enough information. This piece of paper that is in front of you, this was sent to you early on. It was in that envelope that was when we first started distance learning. If for some reason you don't have it anymore, that is okay. You can simply take a piece of paper, you can divide it into 4 quadrants, and that will work just as fine. So let me show you what that would look like really fast. I'll grab a piece of paper here, and I'll show you what that would be. Simply divide it into 4. You would label 1, 2, 3, draw 3 lines, okay? And then underneath, you'll see that there's 3 little stars. So you could do that. For each one, you can do 3 little stars in a line. Now we're going to fill in those all today, but you could create your own organizer very easily. Okay, it would look something like that when you're finished. Okay, all right. Now, one of the things that it wants me to record right here is it wants me to write down the name of my organization. So for me, I would put the Leary Firefighters Foundation. It is the name, so I want to make sure it's spelled right. I also want to make sure that it has capitals, capital T, capital L, capital F, because the whole thing is the title. Okay, now if it has a shortened abbreviation that it uses, like if this one is called the LFF, then you can use that and put that up there. If it doesn't, that's okay. And the website. Now, I don't have to write the whole website. Like mine says learyfirefighters.org/about/overview. I don't have to do all that. The main part is right here where it says learyfirefighters.org. Now, you remember in class that when we talked about organizations that have .org here, that's a very good representation that this is actually a good website, that it's a nonprofit organization, which means that it has to go through the government. It has regulations that if I send money to them, they're actually going to use the money the way that they promised to. It's not just some random person who is taking money and spending it on random things. Okay. All right. So my task today is to fill in this section. And then what are the 3 things that my organization does? I'm going to put it here for 1, 2, and 3. I'm not writing sentences, but I want to start with a verb. So what does mine do? Mine says funds equipment. Funds equipment. It's not a sentence, but it's one thing that they do. Okay, what's another thing that mine does? Now mine says education, but that's not a thing that I can do, but I can provide education, or I could have educated. That's the thing I can do too. Provide education. All right, then it says training and technology. Well, training, I could switch it to, what does it do? It trains firefighters. Now, since mine has a 4th thing, I might just jot it down so that I can remember it in case I ever need to go back to it. I could also write down that it provides technology for firefighters. Okay. All right. And that's all that you need to do today. Once you have your information in the middle, once you have 1, 2, 3 things that they do, then that's all that you need. You don't even really need this at all. Okay. Most of us aren't going to have a 4th thing that they do. Remember, if you can only find like 2 things that they do, you might need a new website. Okay. Look for where it says about or about us. Look for where it says mission statement. And that's where hope find the 3 things that they do. This is going to be a little bit tricky. Okay. So stick with it, work hard, and your hard work will pay off. Please keep this in a very safe spot. We're going to be adding to it every day, and you don't want to have to start over. Take care.